Hey, what's up guys? This is going to be a cell phone video today because I didn't have the GoPro on me and I had no intention of doing a video, but once I got involved in this little mini project, I figured I'd go ahead and document some of it. So you might see I have a jerry can sitting at the front of the SRT-10. Why? Well, I need to get fuel out of the tank. And contrary to about a month ago when I actually had fuel delivered, because the truck's been down in this parking garage for about 3 years, the tank was almost empty, the fuel was extremely old, so I wanted to get some fresh stuff in there. So I had the tank filled to about half. Now that the truck is getting ready to get shipped back to North America, well, the shipper needs the fuel. You pretty much need to be on the gas light in your reserve for safety purposes. So I have to get fuel out, and to be honest, I just don't trust the shipping company. I feel like either A, they would drive it around a whole bunch, or B, they would just let it idle for hours, or maybe they'd rev it up and try and burn fuel off. So I figured I might as well as get the fuel out myself. Now, I can't drive the truck around because it's not plated, and yeah, here they take that stuff pretty seriously. So had to get a little innovative. I did some research online. I found out that 0405 SRT-10s do have a fuel pump relay. 06 models don't. It's all integrated. So fortunate enough for me, I have a fuel pump relay. So I started the truck up, I found the relay, which is underneath the hood here, and I pulled the relay out, burnt any of the fuel that was left in the fuel lines just to get the pressure off, and let the truck stall out. And from there, I located the Schrader valve on the fuel rail. So the Schrader valve is sitting right here, and there's a rubber hose on it right now, obviously, but when you take the plastic cover off, if there is a cover on, then what I did is I managed to get a tiny little flathead screwdriver in there and twist out the Schrader valve, which looks exactly like one that you would have in your valve stem for your tires. So once this guy is out, I hooked up the rubber hose and it's going into this small little jerry can. Unfortunately, this is all I have, so I need to make it work. And be conscious that if you don't burn the fuel out of the fuel line, you can push this valve in and you can have a rag and you can catch all the fuel, but there will be a lot of pressure in your fuel line if you don't drain that fuel out first. Once you have that all hooked up, then you go back to the fuse box and the relay area, which is sitting right here. You can Google the image for the location of everything. So made this little jumper cable, and essentially all that you do is you jump the pins number 87 and 30, and that pretty much just hot wires your fuel pump, and it'll start delivering fuel and it'll come out the fitting for the Schrader valve, and you can fill your jerry can up. So I'm not too sure how many trips I'm going to need to do with this, because it's a pretty small jerry can. I have the ignition on so that I can monitor the fuel gauge. And you might ask what I'm doing with the fuel. Well, it's going into that Honda Civic over there that my friend lent me. So luckily that's sitting at pretty much the gas light itself. So he's going to benefit from a bunch of premium fuel into there, really help his VTEC kick in. Once you've got all the fuel out, you obviously need to put everything back together. And if you're wondering how many trips I had to make, it was actually only 4, so it wasn't that bad. So you're going to want to go ahead, reinsert the Schrader valve, which I've done. I haven't put the cap on yet because I want to start the truck, make sure it runs, and make sure that there's no leaks before I put the cap on. I put the fuel pump relay back on and put the cover to the fuse box on. So we'll go in here. You can now see our gas light is on. There's not much fuel. Saying we got about 5 miles till empty, so I should be happy with that. Let's see if it starts. There we are, folks, no leaks. I'm gonna go ahead and get this shut off because, well, we don't need the truck running out of fuel on us now. So that's it. Gonna put the cap to the Schrader valve back on, and one successful project down in the parking garage with a couple small basic tools that we had. So, success.